This is the SHIB coin 1 month overview reading for October 2022. It's currently September 16th, 2022, 9:58 p.m. That's Eastern time. And the overall theme and behavior for SHIB coin in the month of October is the beginning of a rally and a move higher, pushing the upper end of a range higher. That's a pretty significant card to get as the crossing card. So we should have a higher, like a significant, like on a monthly scale type of thing, a significant range, top through the range pushed higher. It also looks like we probably have decline early in October, based on the fact that there's a start of a rally here as well. When I look at the 1 month, when I look at the 1 year, we go from a low in early September to a high in I'm going to go ahead and say not in early October, because based on what I'm seeing in the 1 month, it looks like it's stretched out a little bit. If it's a super bullish month like that, then we'll likely have it at the end, and then what we see in the following month, right? The sneak preview card for the following month is the Tower card, and it looks like it correlates to the Aeon card, so we probably go higher in November before we take a nosedive. In any case, it looks like the best opportunity to open up on the long side. There's two of them. Looks like on the 3rd of October and on the 22nd of October, in the midst of declines, notable declines that would stand out on a 1 month chart. There are opportunities to open up long positions. Looks like we have a pretty significant drop around the 19th. Yeah, and it looks like if there's a way to protect against a downturn in SHIB coin, if you can short it or whatnot, or play both legs somehow, please tell me if you can in the comments. I don't have time to go look for this stuff. I spend all my time doing these readings. I think, okay, so let's just go through it. So the behavior on the high, we're gonna have multiple headwinds and making the street think that the coin's gonna go lower. However, for whatever reason, it continues to go higher. Behavior around the low, we're gonna have a peak or crest that's a brief opportunity before there's a sharp decline to meet the low. All right, so it looks like we've got a low in a couple places here. All right, so on the first, we have a notable decline to a prominent first trough. This is a low, is a significant low for SHIB coin here, and out of the low, so sideways, bearish price swings with a sharp drop on the first to meet a low, and then there's a breakout. Looks like early in the day, or midday on the first, to the upside out of that low. We have on the second sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally. Looks like there's quite a bit of movement, so we probably open higher on the second and then drop throughout the day. On the third, we have a decline that offers an opportunity to open up a long position. It looks like there's a day's low towards the end of the day there, on the third, or possibly early on the fourth, but it's the bottom of a range, and there's a fake out there. We'll probably poke through it. There's a fake out at the bottom of a range. Looks like right at early on the fourth, or late on the third. Could be quite a lot of movement going on here, but there's definite early in the week, that first week of the month, there's definitive deception going on. So probably still a little bit of bearish there, right? Which goes hand in hand with what I was saying about the start of a rally being in this month. On the 5th, we have a U-shaped dip. it's a little difficult here. There's possibly another low here. It's hard to say, guys, so be careful around the 5th. It's hard for me to determine if this is a low or not based on this ruins in a strange spot. Matter of fact, yeah, okay, so on the 5th we have a U-shaped dip. It's not a low, but we have a U-shaped dip. There's a rally on the 5th on a one-day chart. It'll stand out. Let me back up and do the swing trade. So on the 2nd, there's a swing trade. It involves an important resistance level on a one-day chart. It'll stand out. There's 2 trades on the 3rd. One of those involves a fast sudden move to the upside on a one-day chart. The other one involves that same price level as on the 2nd, and it looks like volume probably or volatility kind of peters out. Everything flattens out and quiets down around that price level. On the 4th, there's a swing trade opportunity involving a fast sudden move to the upside. On the 5th, there's a notable rally on a one-day chart. It'll stand out, and it offers an opportunity to open up a short position if that's possible. And we're talking about on a one-day chart kind of deal. On the 6th, we have a significant price level, resistance level that's highlighted, and that's on a 1 month chart. The swing trade opportunity there involves that price level as well, and it looks like there's a big move to the upside to reach it. On a one-day chart, there's a big move to the upside to reach it from overbought territory. On the 7th, we have what appears to be a high. It's either 7th or the 8th, but we have a move. There's a sharp drop somewhere on the 7th to meet a low, but that's to meet a low for the day. But the majority of the move is going to be to the upside. It's a bullish day, the 7th, and we have a high towards the end of the day. It may also be the month's high, or a month's high, either the 7th or the 8th. We are kind of like messing around with resistance still around the 8th. But definitively a prominent crest there. On the 9th, we attempt to establish, and there's probably a really big move here, or there's a very good opportunity. Let me get that 1 year out again. That's Bitcoin. So on the 9th, we have, we attempt to establish support. There's a fake out there around one of the highs. There's 2 prominent highs on the 9th, and prominent highs on a one-day chart. They're local highs. One of those involves a fake out. Other one involves rotation along support, and that's what we're attempting to do on a 1 month chart is establish support there on the 9th. On the 10th, there's quite a bit of volatility, and there's an opportunity there to position oneself to play both sides of the market, or to position oneself for volatility somehow, if that's possible with SHIB coin. But there's going to be quite a bit of volatility there, and another fake out at one of the 2 local highs there on the 10th. Interesting, and there's likely a high or crest between the 10th and the 11th as well. I like to cross-reference it with the Bitcoin reading sometimes. It gives an extra layer of clarity, because generally these things will follow the same pattern as Bitcoin. Overall, it's kind of like the index. Not really, but let's see. Okay. That's really weird. It didn't open. Alright, well, that's strange, but for whatever reason we don't want to look at it. On the 11th, we have there's the start of a rally here on the 11th or 12th that correlates to the Sun card. So looks like we probably have a a move to meet a significant resistance level on the 11th on a 1-month chart, and then we fall with consecutively lower spikes down, or higher spikes down on the way down. So we fall with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Okay, and those spikes up will meet bearish moving averages. However, it looks like that's short-lived. That's a short-lived decline, and we have another crest or prominent high in the early part of the 12th. There's a rally that increases with momentum moving into the high there. And there's also an opportunity a swing trade opportunity on the 12th involving, in the midst of the rally, an opportunity to position oneself on the short side or to take some profits possibly. Okay, and then on the 13th we have a move higher, prominent move. It'll stand out on a 1-month chart, followed by a full retracement back down. And then on the 14th, I'm advised to be cautious here. There is a swing trade opportunity involving a decline through an important price level that we recently declined through once before. And it looks like we've got a day's low and possibly a month's minor trough here on the 14th, 15th, I should say. On the 15th, we have another move to the upside, but it's out of like a bottom. So like the bottoms, there's probably a bottom here on the 14th. And out of that, there's a notable move pushing the upper end of a range, possibly on a 1-month chart. It looks like probably on a 1-month chart pushing the upper end of a range. So there'll be like a trough that stands out there somewhere around like the 14th, 15th, and then a big push out of that. And you can see the 16th, we have another like commencement of a rally here, and there's a breakout on a 1-month chart. It'll stand out. On the 17th, we have a decline that ends with a fast sudden move to the upside. So we go from like a high to a low, a high on the 16th-ish. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. We go from a bullish day on the 16th to somewhere declining early on the 17th or overnight, and then we have a fast sudden move higher marking the end of that decline, and another correlation here to a month's high. The 17th and the 18th, there's a correlation to a month's high. On the 19th, we have we have a correlation to moving the upper end of a range higher, and that's on a 1-month chart. So we have a high here around the 17th, 18th, 19th. But the 19th, there's a unicursal, and the 19th is a rally along a diagonal trend line that breaks down with a fast sudden move to the upside, and then a breakdown through that that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down, the end of a rally. On the 20th, we have multiple headwinds pushing shares lower. It looks like we possibly have a significant trough here on the 20th. On the 21st, we have let me back up. On the 29th, in the midst of a fast sudden move higher on a 1-day chart. I'm so sorry. On the 19th, in the midst of a fast sudden move higher on a 1-day chart, there's a swing trade opportunity there, and it looks like to position oneself for a decline. And then on the 20th decline, on the 21st, we have sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a notable decline. That's on the scale of a 1-month chart. A prominent decline on the 22nd. That'll stand out as one of the main opportunities to open up a long position here in SHIB coin for a swing trade in any case. On the 23rd, we have a period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move to the upside. Oh wow, and sorry, let me back up again. On the 22nd, on the 21st, we have a swing trade opportunity in the midst of a rally on a 1-day chart to open up a short position or protect against protect long positions. On the 22nd, that decline offers an opportunity. It looks like we're still rallying, maybe pushing the upper end of a range there on the 22nd. but we early in the day, but then we declined pretty hard. On a 1-month chart, it'll stand out. There's 2 swing trade opportunities on the 22nd. One involves a fast sudden move to the upside. The other one involves an important price level, a resistance level. On a 1-day chart, it'll stand out, and volume kind of peters out around that level. On the 23rd, like I said, we have a period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move to the upside. On the 25th, we have more volatilities. So we have more volatility, and this time it becomes more bearish. There's a sudden dip within that period of volatility around the 24th. And there's 2 swing trade opportunities in there as well. On the 25th, or the 2 swing trade opportunities, one involves a breakdown through an important price level. On a 1-day chart, it'll stand out, but it's an important price level that we broke through recently, probably on the 22nd. And then there's another trade opportunity there on the 24th. In the midst of a rally on a 1-day chart, there's an opportunity to position oneself for a downturn. On the 25th, we have quite a bit of volatility. Looks like we've got an important low and an important high here on the 25th. I want to check something. If I did November, I want to be able to take a look at November real quick. I think I did November for sure. No, I didn't. I must have. Let me check my tracker. No, it was XRP. Okay, well, I'll have to get to that. But what I see on the 1 year for SHIB in November, there's a low in between a high. So we go from like a high in October to a low, like I think probably right on the cusp here of the two months between October and November. And then we have another high, it looks like. Here on the 20 in November, and that's a place where if you can open up protection, it's advised to open up protection or cash out. More likely cash out here at the high in November. And I think the high in November will likely be early on, based on what I'm seeing. There's a move higher through resistance, followed by a breakdown through the same price level. Usually, the abundance card is an important high of some kind, so early on. It's similar to the love card in that it moves higher through resistance and breaks back down through the same price level. However, the love card is a full retracement back down, and it has no like real association with peaks, whereas the abundance card isn't a full retracement, and it has a strong association with peaks, important peaks, kind of like the death card has important lows associated with it. All right, so an important resistance level in the midst of that volatility, and if you can position yourself in both directions, do so. On the 25th, on the 20th, that's what I'll be doing. And then on the 26th, it looks like we pushed the upper end of a range, probably somewhere between the 25th and the 26th. We pushed the upper end of the range that may be on a 1-month scale, but there's a decline that starts just before midday, and we break down to and through a support level. We bounce along another support level, and then we break down through multiple support levels there on the 26th, 27th. There's an important leader highlighted around the 27th, maybe Congress, something like that. And there's likely a holding pattern here on the 27th for whatever reason. On a 1-day chart, there'll be one prominent low that stands out on the 27th, and it will be it'll form in the midst of a sharp decline through multiple support levels on a 1-day chart. On the 28th, we have rotation along a key support level on a 1-month chart, and it increases with bullish sentiment as we move forward throughout the day. A merger of some kind or an agreement between 2 leaders on the 29th is highlighted. Usually there's a holding pattern there as well, and it looks like we have one prominent low on the 29th as well that will stand out on a 1-day chart. And it forms after multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance level on a 1-day chart. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 30th. We have the abundance card here on the 30th. Interesting. well, we've got the abundance card here on the 30th. That's generally a peak of some kind. And it looks like probably out of a little bit of a decline on the 29th. There's a move higher from the bottom of a range to the top of a range on a 1 month chart scale. There's also a swing trade opportunity there to open up in the midst of a rally. There's a swing trade opportunity, a more bearish type of opportunity. On the 31st, sideways S formation between support and resistance, a decline from resistance to support, back to resistance, and then back to support. In the midst of a rally on a 1 day chart, there is an opportunity to position oneself for a downturn as well. And then it looks like on the if the sneak preview card, like I said, we have a correlation to the Aeon card, so we're likely pushing the upper end of a range that we see this month. We'll see it pushed higher in November. However, that's short-lived, and there's a more importantly, there's a sharp decline from that peak or crest that's coming in November. That's SHIB coin for October 2022, my friends. Hopefully you're making some good money following along with me. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this with your friends, people that you think it'll help. That really helps support the channel. And most importantly, follow the rule of karma, my friends. 5% of the profits forward to somebody who's not expecting it, really needs it. Pay that forward. Keep the flow going. 5% of the profits go back to the channel. Out of gratitude. Gratitude begets gratitude. It allows us to continue doing and putting out more content and growing. And I much appreciate it, my friends. For those of you that actually do that, I much appreciate it. It's you that continues to help us move forward. And then whatever you do with the remainder of that profit, make sure you spend it out of love. As long as you spend it out of love, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. I'll see you on the next one.